Well, I'm in Dubai here now and getting ready and prepared for another IPL tournament. And I thought it'd be really worthwhile just to let you all know some of the Australians that are actually taking part in the IPL this year. Guys like David Warner, who'll be captain of the Sunrisers Hyderabad again by the sounds of things. You know, his last couple of seasons with Sunrisers have been absolutely outstanding. I think he captained them to their first title a couple of years ago as well. And he'll open the batting with Johnny Bairstow. They'll be one of the more dangerous opening combinations in the IPL this year. So, you know, Davey's form since he's come back from his ban, he's hardly played a bad game. So you can guarantee that back in the IPL, sort of the stage that he likes, he'll have a huge impact on the way that the Sunrisers season shapes up. Aaron Finch has moved franchises again this year. He's with RCB and with Simon Kadich there. It looks like that they'll use him as an opening batsman. They've obviously got a very strong middle order with Kohli and de Villiers. Look, Finch, he's the number 3 ranked T20 batsman in the world at the moment. He's obviously done a great job for Australia for a long time, and I think he'll add a lot to that RCB lineup at the top of the order. You know, he's a very good player of spin, particularly once he gets in and gets set. Steve Smith at the Rajasthan Royals. They've got an amazing lineup of overseas players, actually, Rajasthan. Smith, Jofra Archer, Josh Butler and Ben Stokes. So he's one of the great players in the world at the moment. So look, Smithy's probably going to be batting at 3 or 4 in that lineup. He's been at Rajasthan for a long time. He's one of their favourite sons. I'm pretty sure he'll be captain of that side as well this season. So, you know, you always know what you're going to get with Smith. He's a consistent run scorer. And I think he's really developed his T20 game over the last couple of years.
This time he just opens up the offside.
To move on to my team now, the Delhi Capitals, we've actually got 3 Aussies in our lineup this year, which is really exciting for me. We've got Marcus Stoinis, Alex Carey and Daniel Sams as a late replacement into the squad for Jason Roy. We're sort of tossing up at the moment where we're going to use Stoinis. He's obviously been in outstanding form for the Melbourne Stars at the top of the order. The practice games the Aussies have played of late over in the UK, he's been in sensational form opening the batting there. As it turns out, that we've probably got 2 of India's best openers in Chickadale and Prithvi Shaw, so we might use Stoinis as a bit of a floater, anywhere from 3 to 6, and we know we can bank on him with some bowling as well.
Once again, Marcus Stoinis gets it done for Australia.
And Alex Carey also comes into that equation, just made a brilliant 100 in one of those intra-squad games in the UK with the Aussies. We know that he can open the batting, we know that he can finish the innings as well, so it might be down to someone like Carey and Shimron Hetmeyer in our squad which way they would decide to pick to try and finish some games for us, but we know that he gives us outstanding flexibility and he's also obviously our backup wicketkeeper if anything happens to Rishabh Pant. Daniel Sams, I'm actually really excited about Daniel Sams being included to our squad. I've kept a really close eye on him over the last few years when I've been commentating the Big Bash. I think he's really improved. His skills, I think, are really well suited to the conditions that we'll have here in the UAE. Once the wickets sort of start to dry out and slow down a little bit, I think the way that he uses his cutters and the ball sort of turning away from the right-handers, I think he can be very effective here. The other thing we know about him is he can swing the brand new ball. So having that left arm option that can swing the new ball is what we're after. So that's why I went with Daniel Sams. Then you've got Glenn Maxwell at Kings 11 again, so he's moved around the tournament a little bit as well, but back at Kings 11 where he's played a lot of his cricket, he captained there a couple of seasons ago. And the interesting thing about Glenn Maxwell, I think he's only got 3 or 4 IPL half centuries, but they've all been here in the UAE, interestingly enough. I don't think he's ever got one in India, so I'm pretty sure he'll be aware of that. He'll get some confidence for that, and he's going to be one of the Kings 11s and one of the IPL's star players for this tournament. As Brendan McCullum referred to him at the time, Winks has been selected to go to Calcutta Knight Riders for all sorts of money, which is fantastic. You know, he's a champion bloke, he's a champion bowler in all 3 formats of the game. And no doubt, though, with the price tag that's put on him, there'll be all sorts of pressure on Paddy to make sure he delivers throughout this IPL. I'm pretty sure he will. He's stamped with class, there's no doubt about that. Josh Hazlewood's at Chennai Super Kings. Shane Watson's still there as well, probably be opening the batting. He had a pretty good tournament last year and almost single-handedly won their semi-final against us, actually, to get Chennai into the final against the Mumbai Indians. I've been speaking to Watto quite a bit. He's fit and he's keen, as I'm sure is Josh Hazlewood. Adam Zampa comes in now for RCB as a replacement for Kane Richardson, who's obviously staying at home to be around for the birth of his first child. So Zamps gets an opportunity. He's actually done well in the IPL when he's played, Adam Zampa, but it's an interesting one for me where RCB might use him because they've got India's best leg spinner in Chahal. They've got Moeen Ali there as well. They've got Washington Sundar. They've got a number of spinners. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for Zamps to hope that he gets an opportunity. Nathan Coulter-Nile at the Mumbai Indians. You know, he's a great all-round package, to be honest. Just coming out of the World Cup squad with the Aussies, we saw there how dangerous he can be with bat and ball, and that's the sort of package that you want in the IPL. Although I think probably when Mumbai looked at getting him, they probably thought he would have been bowling on Wankhede Stadium where they had a bit more pace and bounce and he might have been able to swing that brand new ball. But we're here in the UAE now, but I'm sure that with his slow balls and his variations and his overall skill that he can have some sort of impact on the tournament. James Pattinson, a late call-in as well, a replacement for Malinga at the Mumbai Indians. You know, I undernated actually as well about thinking about getting Pattinson here to the Delhi Capitals, but we decided to go with the left-arm option. Look, I love everything that Pattinson brings. You know, he's like a raging bull. He just keeps coming. He bowls fast. He tries to take wickets up front. To have someone like that up your sleeve in your squad, I think is always a nice inclusion. So I think I pretty much worked through most of the Aussies there. Hopefully the fans in Australia will be able to get a chance to watch some of these Australia's better players take part in what is probably the best domestic T20 tournament in the world.